We are back. We're going to be talking to our folks again. And Robert, what kind of support can a new member expect?
Well, there are a number of ways that the Chamber, and opportunities that folks can plug in as a new member, and then there's a number of support systems, I would say, that are a facet of the Chamber. And some of the ways that they can plug in are the committees that we have set up, such as when we have an event, there's a committee for every event that we have, an annual banquet committee, the golf tournament committee, these sorts of things. Those are some of the best areas to plug in because you meet more people on a smaller niche group and get a better, tighter relationship out of those committees than just the general networking opportunities, which are those other support areas that I mentioned, like the business after hours, the business before hours. They're all networking opportunities that people can plug into.
So basically, what you put into it is you're getting out. So
100%.
It's a direct relationship there. Well, that's good to know, because sometimes when people are reluctant to get involved with committees because they do a lot of work, they don't get anything out of it. But apparently there's this camaraderie. Apparently the chairman, Bill, is smiling when we use certain terms. So I guess he likes that. Some members may be reluctant to join if there's a similar business in the group. Is there a competitive nature in the group? Does everybody just work together?
Well, it's the nature of the word commerce. I mean, we're all here to work together and do business together. There's a lot of business in this community. There are some folks that my business may not suit, but there's another competitor out there, so to speak, that may be able to suit that person more so than I would. Right. So there's plenty of business to be had. We just have to, figure out where we're going to work and who we're going to work with.
Right. So there's a lot of opportunity.
Ton of opportunity.
Anything that you can add, Bill, as far as new membership coming in?
You brought up both of you brought up some very interesting points. First off, the Chamber of Commerce isn't a silver bullet that's going to fix your business. We're going to give you the tools for your toolbox. But right now, sometimes there are people who, we're in a very challenging economic time, and they're looking for things they can cut. They're looking at expenses they don't have to maintain. Do they have to market? Do they have to do training? Do they have to pay dues? Do they have to belong to civic clubs? And it's almost like this. Some of us have joined health fitness firms, and you join that health fitness firm because you say, I'm going to shed some of these unwanted pounds, and I'm going to get back in shape. And then you join the firm, and you don't go down there and you don't work out. You don't go to any of the aerobics classes. You're just a member. Are you going to get back in shape if you don't ever walk through those doors? No, you're not. So you've got to take advantage of those programs that Robert was just alluding to. And then you brought in competitors. Here's the thing that's going on right now. There are a lot of different types of businesses maybe doing what that other business is doing. And if this particular business decides, I'm going to pull back a little bit, I'm not going to expose myself as much, I'm not going to go out there and advertise as much. That's the
worst thing you could do.
That's the very worst thing you can do, because let me tell you something. Your competitor, they're doing it.
Sure.
Your competitor is at the Chamber of Commerce events. Your competitor is out there advertising. And your competitor is probably active in their Kiwanis and their Rotary and their other civic clubs. They're out there. And you can have the most loyal customer in the world. But if there's ever a time you might slip, it's right now. And you cannot open that window for your competitor, or they'll take that business away.
Well, that's true in any business. If you take your clients for granted and you don't pay attention to them, and listen, clients are human beings. I mean, they want that attention. Let's talk about membership types and membership fees. Would you mind speaking about that and what kind of membership
Sure. The Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce is a very economical organization. Our dues start off at $250 for a business 1 to 5 employees, and then it's tiered up from there depending on the number of employees that you have. We're not in any particular geographical area. Like I said, there's some people who come in and say, well, I'm from this particular area, I'm from Denver, or I'm from Cornelius, what should I belong to? How many chambers should I belong to? Can you only belong to one? You can belong to as many chambers as it makes sense for you to belong to. We have a deal that we put together with the Charlotte Chamber of Commerce that if you are north of I-85 and your business is up here in Cornelius or Davidson or Mooresville, and you're a member of the Mooresville Chamber or the Lake Norman Chamber, you can join the Charlotte Chamber of Commerce for half price because they understand that you're probably going to do most of your stuff up here. So again, both the Lake Norman Chamber and the Mooresville Chamber are pretty economically priced. And it's an investment. Basically what you're doing is you're putting down an investment for the future of your business and this community.
So that's very reasonable, really, considering obviously what Robert's gotten out of it. I mean, you've expanded your business as a result of, well, not the Chamber's activities, but your involvement in the Chamber, I guess, picking up customers.
And the folks that we expanded from, the business that we expanded in Mooresville, they were actually former very involved members of this Chamber of Commerce. So kind of picking up, not even picking up, we just didn't even drop off.
Right. Well, that's great. I almost hate to ask this question. Besides the typical social programs, I mean, I understand you do breakfasts, you do luncheons, you do dinners. Sign me up.
Right.
But what other kind of activities do you have besides just the social activities? Obviously, there are a lot more activities.
A lot of training programs. Again, we have a program on the fourth Friday of every month that examines a community or legislative issue. This past month, we looked at the unionization issue and how the unions are trying to move into the workforce, and that might threaten North Carolina's right to work status. But we take one particular political or legislative issue on the fourth Friday of the month. We have various seminars, everything from the identity theft that I talked about, computer programs, whether it's QuickBooks or PowerPoint. We had a tremendous cold call clinic that was put on. It was an all-day workshop recently that members could take advantage of and to find out more about the basics of sales and overcoming those objections, which are extremely important. We just got through with a series of Survive and Thrive workshops that examined your business plans and your marketing plans, the fiscal operations of your business, HR issues that you're dealing with.
Oh, so you really get down and dirty into these business problems.
We have to look, the bottom line is people don't just open up a business and say, okay, my doors are open, come on in. You've got to have a successful business plan or marketing plan.
People do that. They
do,
be doing it.
and they're not going to make it.
Right,
they're not going to make it.
Right, so actually help businesses survive and give them guidance as to how to survive, especially in this area.
Right. This program is on how we help the small business. There are two great organizations the Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce partners with. One of them is SCORE. People may know them as the Senior Corps of Retired Executives, and these are people who typically have retired from their business. They're going to go off and enjoy life, and then they decide, you know what? I still have a lot of talent and a lot of time to share. And they get back involved, and they counsel and mentor both startup and existing business. So you don't have to be a startup business to get advice on putting together a successful business plan or marketing plan. You may discover, hey, things aren't clicking along as well as they should be. Let me come in and get some advice from the Chamber of Commerce, and then we'll hook you up with SCORE. We also partner with the Small Business Administration.
I'll tell you what, I'd like you to hold that thought. We have to take a small break. I want to get into detail about those programs. I think in this environment, this is very, very important for our viewers to take a look at. Hold on to it. We will be right back.